And welcome to How Do I Construct and Solve Equations, including Fractions or Powers, Part 1. As always, invited to pause the video, attempt the questions on the left-hand side. Once you're ready, press play and go through the answers. Question number 1. A equals x squared equals 16. Two possible answers for x squared. The square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And another number gives you 16, which is minus 4 times minus 4 equals 16 as well. So minus and the minus makes a plus. So the two possible answers for 16, or square root of 16, is 4 and minus 4. The one we normally have is the positive value. But remember, there is a negative value as well. So B, x squared equals 121. Well, square root of 121, square root 121 equals 11 or minus 11. Question 2. Solve these equations. 5x plus 8 equals 53. As well, we get letters all on one side, on the left-hand side, so we just get rid of the numbers here. That's a plus, the opposite to a plus. The inverse is a minus, so minus 8 that side, minus 8 on this side as well. 8 take away 8 is nothing, so we end up with 5x on its own. 53 take away 8 equals 45. Then we divide both sides by 5. So 5 times divided by 5, end up with just x on its own. 45 divided by 5 is 9. So the first one there, 2a, is 9. B. 6 minus 2x equals minus 2. We'd love to keep the numbers and letters, so the letters themselves, positive. So if we add 2 to both sides, add 2x to both sides, minus and adding makes nothing, so 2x disappears from this side, so we end up with 6 equals 2x minus 2. 2x appears on that side. And if we get rid of the minus 2 this side, we add 2 to both sides. And 8 equals 2x. And then we divide both sides by 2. So we end up 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2x divided by 2 is x. So x equals 4. C. X divided by 5 minus 6 equals minus 3. Get rid of the minus 6 first. We need to add 6 to both sides. So we end up with x divided by 5 equals minus 3, add 6 is 3. To get rid of divide, we need to times both sides by 5. So times by 5, times by 5. End up with x equals 5 times 3 is 15. I would normally say get rid of the divide by 5 straight away. So if we did that the other way around, so get rid of so we times everything by 5, times by 5, times by 5. So we end up with x minus 6 times 5 is 30 equals 5 times 3 minus 3 is minus 15. Then we want to get rid of the numbers here and leave x on its own, so we need to add 30 on both sides. So we end up with x on its own equals 15 add 30. Well, think about 30, take away 15, the answer is 15. The answers are the same. I would normally go for this one, get rid of divide by 5 first of all, but you can get rid of it the other way around as well. D. X plus 2 divide by 7 equals 3. Divide by 7 times everything by 7, get rid of the divide by 7. We end up x plus 2 equals 3 times 7 is 21. Get rid of the plus 2, we minus 2 on both sides. X equals 19. Answer. Question 3. Solve these equations. 5x equals 3x plus 12. Try and get the letters on the left hand side. We can, because this is smaller than that, so take away 3x both sides. That becomes 5x, take away 3x is 2x equals 12. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 6. That's A. B. 8n plus 9 equals 6n plus 3. I hope you're working out the answers before me. 6n, 8n, take away 6n both sides. Still makes this positive, so it's 2n equals, 2n plus 9 equals 3. Take away the 9 both sides, minus 9 both sides. 2n equals 3, take away 9 is minus 6. Divide by sides by 2, get rid of 2n to n. N equals minus 3. 6 divided by 2, minus 3. Question C. 3 bracket 4n minus 2 close bracket equals 10n plus 4. Multiply the brackets first. 3 times 4n is 12n. 3 times minus 2 is minus 6 equals 10n plus 4. Smallest number of letters are this side, so we can take them away from both sides. Minus 10n. That makes 2n minus 6 equals 4. Add 6 to both sides to get rid of the minus 6. 2n equals 10. Divide both sides by 2 to find what n will be on its own. N equals 5. D. 5 bracket 3x plus 2 close bracket equals 7 open bracket 2x plus 1 close bracket. Multiply the brackets first. 5 times 3x is 15x. 5 times plus 2 is plus 10 equals 7 times 2 is 14x. 7 times 1 is plus 7. 14x, 15x. We take away 14x from both sides. 14 take away 15 is x plus 10 equals 7. Take away 10 from both sides. X equals 7, take away 10 minus 3. Okay. 4. Solve these equations. The first one's been done for you. Well, you've been doing it already, really. So 4x plus 3 over 3 equals 9. This saying you times both sides by the 3. We do. You times by 3. That becomes 4x plus 3 equals 9 times 3 is 27. We can then solve from here. Add 3 this side, be minus 3 both sides. End up at 4x equals 24. We divide by 4 both sides. How many 4s in 24? 6. X equals 6. B. 5x minus 4 over 9 equals 4. We do. We multiply by 9 on both sides. And 5x minus 4 equals 4 times 9 is 36. Get rid of the minus 4, we add 4 to both sides. 5x equals 40. And then we divide both sides by 5. X equals 8. C. 14 minus 2x over 8 equals 2. So times both sides by 8. That's 14 minus 2x equals 16. You put that over there. We're trying to get this positive. So let's get this positive. Add 2x to both sides. That eliminates. We end up with 14 equals, that comes over here, 2x plus 16. Take that over the other side, so minus 16 on both sides. That's 14, take away 16 is minus 2. Minus 2 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. We end up minus 1 equals x. And D. Can I fit D in the bottom? I hope so. D. 6x plus 7 over 5 equals 2. Times everything by 5. 6x plus 7 equals 10. Put 7 over the other side. So minus 7 on both sides. So 6x equals 17. Then divide by 6 on both sides. So divide by 6, x equals 17 divided by 6. If it's 18, it would have been 3. So 6 into that goes 2 with 5 over 6 remaining. So x equals 2 and 5/6. Just check that one again. Times by 5 both sides. That's 2, 10. Take away 7 both sides. Take away 7 on both sides. Mr. Locke, what are you doing? Take away 7 on both sides, not 17, it's 3. You divide by 6 divided by 3 divided by 6 is a half. I apologise for my mistake. Question 5. Question 5. The formula A equals V minus U divided by T is used to calculate the acceleration of an object where V is the final velocity, U is the initial velocity at starting, and T is the time taken. The acceleration of an object is 2 meters per second per second. The final velocity is 20 meters per second, and the time taken is 6 seconds. What was the initial velocity of the object? Pause the video, work it out, press play when you're ready. So, the formula is A equals V minus U over T. Substituting the values in, we have the acceleration of the object, which is 2 meters per second per second. The final velocity was 20 we do not have the initial velocity, but we have the time taken, which is 6 seconds. So using this as we did before, we get rid of divide by 6, times everything by 6. We end up with times by 6 on both sides. 12 equals 20 minus u. We really want positive, so let's put the u over this side. So we plus u both sides. We end up with 12 plus u equals 20. You can get rid of the 12 here. We minus 12 on both sides. Minus 12 on both sides. We end up with u equals 20. Take away 12 is 8. So u equals 8 meters per second. Question 4, word example. So we have 3x minus 2 over 2 equals 2x minus 3. Press pause. When you're ready, press play and see if your answer matches mine. Well, what we need to do is get rid of the divide by 2, so we times everything by 2. We times everything by 2, so this will be times by 2, we end up with 3x minus 2 equals 2 times 2x is 4x, 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. So 3x minus 2 equals 4x minus 6, which we got down here. What do we do next? Well, let's minus 3x on both sides. Minus 3x on both sides. That we end up minus 2 equals x minus 6. Then we want to add 6 to both sides. To add 6, see, 6 take away 2 is 4. That's 4 equals x. So x equals 4. So x equals 4. Substitute solution back into the original equation. If it is correct, both sides of the equation will have the same value. So x is 4. So 3 times 4 minus 2 over 2 equals 2 times 4 minus 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Take away 2 is 10. Divide by 2. 2 times 4 is 12. No, 2 times 4 is 2 times 4 8. Minus 5 is minus 3 is 5. 10 divided by 2 is 5. It's the same as 5. It does. Next one. Question 6. Press pause. Have you got the questions yourself? When you're ready, press play. Question 6. 2x plus 7 over 3 equals x. To get rid of this, we times by 3 on both sides. We end up with 2x plus 7 equals 3x. Get rid of the 2x this side, minus 2x that side, minus 2x that side. We end up with 7 equals 3x, take away 2x is x. So x is 7. B. 3a plus 2 over 4 equals 2a minus 7. So first of all, let's times everything by 4 to get rid of divide by 4. So 3a plus 2 equals 2a times 4 is 8a minus 7 times 4 is 28. So 3a take away 3a on both sides. End up with 2 equals 8a, take away 3a is 5a, minus 28. To get rid of minus 28, we need to add 28 both sides. So 2 plus 28 is 30, equals 5a. Divide both sides by 5. Six equals A. C. 4b minus 1 divided by 3 equals b plus 2. To get rid of divide by 3, we need to times everything by 3. And the reason why we don't times this, because it's the top, because the whole of it has been divided by 3. So timesing it, we end up with 4b minus 1 equals 3b plus 6. I need to get rid of the 3b, put 4b there, so minus 3b both sides. 4b, take away 3b is b, minus 1 equals 6. If you get rid of minus 1, we add 1 to both sides. So b equals 7. D. 3y minus 16 equals 5y minus 1 all over 4. To get rid of the divide by 4, we times by 4 on both sides. So 4 times 3y is 12y, minus 4 times 16, well, we know that from before, is 64, and that becomes 5y minus 1. 5y is smaller there than it is over there, so 5, take away 5y on both sides. So 12, take away 5 is 7y, minus 64 equals minus 1. Get rid of the minus 64, we add 64 to both sides. That is 7y equals minus 1 plus 64 is 63. Then we divide by 7 on both sides to get y. Y equals 7 into 63, go 9. The answer is 9. Question 7. Pause the video, have a go at the questions yourself. When you're ready, press play. 7. 3n plus 4 all over 2 equals 2n plus 3. So get rid of the divide by 2, we times everything by 2. Then 3n plus 4 equals 2 times 2n is 4n, 2 times 3 is 6. Most of the letters are over here, so we take these away from them. So minus 3n this side, minus 3n this side. We end up at 4 equals 4n, take away 3n is n plus 6. Leave the letters on that side. Let's get rid of the plus 6 here, so we take away 6 on both sides. 4 take away 6 is minus 2 equals n, or n equals minus 2. That's A. B. 4d plus 2 over 3 equals 2d plus 2. Get rid of the divide by 2, we times by 2, so times by 3, sorry, times by 3, times by 3. That becomes 4d plus 2 equals 2d times by 3 is 6d, 2 times 3 is 6 as well. 6d, 4d, more d's over here, so take these away from here to over side. So 4d, take away 4d from both sides. We end up with 2 equals 6d, take away 4d is 2d plus 6. To get rid of the plus 6, we take away 6 on both sides. Bring the arrows down. So we end up 2, take away 6 is minus 4 equals 2d. Divide both sides by 2. End up at minus 4 divided by 2 is minus 2 equals d, or d equals minus 2. C. 2n minus 4 over 3 equals 3n plus 8 times everything by the 3. So 2n minus 4 equals 3 times 3 is 9, so it's 9n plus 3 times 8 is 24. So 2n minus 4 equals 9n plus 24. Most of the ends of this side, so let's take away 2n on both sides. Minus 4 equals 4, so 7n, take away 2n is 7n plus 24. Let's get rid of the 24, so opposite is a minus 24, minus 24. Pencil. Minus 24. Minus 4, minus 24 makes minus 28 equals 7n. Divide by 7 both sides to get n on its own. So 28 divided by 7 is 4. So minus 28 divided by 7 is minus 4 equals n. So n equals minus 4. D. 2p plus 10 equals 3p plus 1 over 5. To divide by 5, we times everything by 5, times by 5 on both sides. So 2p times by 5 is 10p, plus 5 times 10 is 50, equals, times this by 5, we end up with 3p plus 1. Most of them on the left-hand side, let's take away the 3p that side, minus 3p there, minus 3p there, on both sides. 10p, take away 3p is 7p, plus 50 equals 1. 7p, so to get rid of the plus 50, we subtract 50 from both sides. That would give 7p equals 1 away from 50 is 49. So minus 50, add 1 is minus 49. And then divide by 7 on both sides. P equals minus 7. P equals minus 7. Question 8. Looking through these questions. Question 8. Shakira and Tal start with the same number. Shakira doubles this number, adds 6 and divides the number result by 2. Tal multiplies the number by 4 and subtracts 6. They both get the same answer. What number did they start with? No, Shakira takes a number and she doubles the number, times by 2 and adds 6 and divides the whole result by 2. Tal takes a number, multiplies it by 4 and then subtracts 6. So let's put this into a bit of a algebraic expression. Both equal the same. So 2n plus 6 divided by 2 is the same as 4n minus 6. That's what it says, isn't it? Just check. Shakira says, takes a number and doubles the number, divided by 2, and adds 6 and divides the whole thing by 2. Tal takes a number, multiplies by 4 and subtracts 6. they both have the same answer. What number to start with? So first of all, let's get rid of the divide by 2 on both sides. So we times by 2 on both sides. So 2n plus 6 equals 8n minus 12. Most of the numbers on this side, so take that away from there. So minus 2n on both sides. 6 equals 8n, take away 2n is 6n minus 12. Get rid of the minus 12, we add 12 to both sides. So 6 plus 12 is 18 equals 6n. To get rid of the 6n to find what n is, we divide both sides by 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3 equals n. So the number they started off with was 3. Let's check. So 3 times by 2 plus 6 divided by 2 is the same as 3 times by 4 minus 6. So 3 times 2 is 6, add 6 is 12. 12 divided by 2. 3 times 4 is 12, take away 2 is 6. 6. 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 6 equals 6, so the answer is correct. The answer was 3. 9. Solve his equations. A. 9a. 3y plus 2 divided by 5 equals 4y minus 1. Times both sides by 5. That becomes 3y plus 2 equals 4 times 5 is 20y minus 5 times minus 5. Most of the numbers on the right hand side, so take the left from the right. So minus 3y that side. End up with 2 equals 20, take away 3 is 17, y minus 5. Now we need to add 5 to both sides, get rid of the minus 5 there, add 5 to both sides. 2 plus 5 is 7, equals 17y. Now we need to divide both sides by 17 to find out what y is. So divide by 17 on both sides. We end up with 7 over 17 equals y. So not every answer is an integer. B. 2y plus 3 over 4 equals 5y minus 2. To get rid of divide by 4, we need to times everything by 4. So times by 4. 2y plus 3 equals 20y minus 8. Most of the y's are that side. So subtract y on both sides. Subtract 2y on both sides. That becomes 3 plus 18y minus 8. Add 8 to both sides. 3 plus 8 is 11 equals 3 equals 18y. Then we divide 8 by 18 to get y on its own. And end up with 11 over 18 equals y. Question C. 4x plus 1 equals 2x minus 1 all over 3. To get rid of the divide by 3, we need to times everything by 3. 4 times 3 is 12x. 3 times is 3 equals 2x minus 1. Most of the letters are on the left hand side, so let's take the 2x away from the right hand side. Minus 2x there, minus 2x there. 12x take away 2x is 10x plus 3 equals minus 1. Take away the 3 there, minus 3 on that side, minus 3 on that side. 10x equals minus 4. Then we divide by 10 on both sides. X equals minus 4 over 10. Now, fractions should be cancelled down to lowest terms at all times. We do know a number that we're going to 4 and 10, which is 2. 2 will go into any even number. 4 goes to 2, so x equals, divided by 2 is minus 2 over 5. D. 6x plus 4 equals 4x minus 1 over 3. Again, get rid of the divide by 3. We times everything by 3. We end up 18x plus 12 equals 4x minus 1. 4x is on the right hand side, is more on the left than the right, so take the ones from the right. So minus 4x minus 4x. 18 take away 4 is 14x plus 12 equals minus 1. Need to get rid of the 12 here, so we subtract 12 from both sides. Then 14x equals minus 1 and minus 12 makes minus 13. Now, divide both sides by 14 to find what x is. X equals minus 13 over 14. There's the answer. And if you want more confirmation of the answers, here they are in big and bold. Thank you.